Hello, good evening. Welcome to Guns and Yellow Ribbons. I'm Fergus, I'm your host. It's me and Hilsey tonight. We're going to look back over the game that we played at the Emirates on Saturday, a 3-0 win over Sunderland. Still 6 points clear. That's how we started the weekend, and that's how we ended it. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Evening, Trevor. Good to see you on Saturday. We sat in a little booth inside Block C, had a couple of beers, me, you and Jason, and a few other people joined us. But it was a nice, relaxing day on Sunday, didn't you think?
Yeah, from start to finish, apart from you when you did me heading, but that happens every game. So,
That's my job.
I'm used to that now. Yeah, it was... Yeah, easy in the stadium. I wasn't drinking, so I watched you boys having your beer. Didn't get tempted, so I was happy with myself. And then I thought to get the game on the field was quite comfortable, to be honest. I really did. Against the good side as well.
You know what? I've a friend in my local pub. I used to go up to the Sunderland away games with him and a Charlton fan and another Arsenal fan. And we used to go 2 in away end, 2 in the home end sort of thing. And he said, we didn't put ourselves to shame. I said, no, you didn't. I said, you actually gave us a game. You played a game of football against us, which is really good. And you look at the teams that have played games of football against us, like Sunderland, and both games, and Leeds. But guess what? We score loads of goals against them. But the teams that don't, the low block, that's when it gets boring, doesn't it, Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame clubs for coming to our place and trying to waste time and play the low block because they know how good we are. Sunderland chose not to and ended up, getting well beaten. But what was lovely, what was refreshing, Fergie, is that I got to know a few Sunderland fans, mainly on social media, and the banter and the chat was so refreshing because it was like some of it was near the mark, some of it was cheeky. Some of it was complimentary both ways, but most of all and most importantly, and some Man City fans I've seen on social media today need to remember this.
Gabby.
Need to remember this. Just butt in when you're not required, why don't you? Need to remember that there's no need for this angry abuse. There's no need for it at all. It makes people laugh at you, not with you. So, cut the abuse out and just have a bit of banter. I loved it with Sunderland fans. I really did. Sorry, what did you say, Fergus? I wasn't listening to you.
I just said Gary. The guy's name is Gary, though. Yeah, that's what
Gary, the Man City fan, decided to comment today, and some of his words were, "Let's see how
he wants to see you on Tuesday or Thursday. I don't know which.
Let's see how gobby you twats are at Wembley when you finish butting in again." And I thought. I looked and he's got to be well in his 60s, Gary. Let's see how gobby you twats are at Wembley. Gary, come on. Do you mean on the field? If you mean on the field, let's see what happens. Let's have a bit of banter and a laugh. If you mean off the field, you're too old for that, just like I'm too old for that, Gary. Sort your life out, son, and just enjoy the football and have a bit of a laugh and a crack with your mates. Highly embarrassing. And I see that you've been torn apart a bit for your comments by other people, and deservedly so, Gary. So lighten up and let's have a laugh about the football, eh? And we'll see what happens at Wembley. Hope you're gracious in defeat, Gary, eh?
Right, that made you sweat for a second.
No, I just about to add you back in myself. Yeah, it's just strange, isn't it? Just got to put this comment up. Classic football clocks. He's looked after me again today. He has, Martin. If you want a memento or anything on a clock or a memory of when your first game was, give him a message. Wonderful, wonderful. And he's not paying me, by the way, to do this. Sorry, Ferg. Right.
No. I've done the same. I bought the Guns and Yellow Ribbons clock from him, and it's really good, really nice, really nice touch. You can make anything on there. So yeah. Let's talk about the lineups. There was no Saka, no Odegaard in the lineup. We had Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. I was happy about. Wright, Subamedi, Havertz, Madueke, Trossard, and Jesus. Now I remember sitting there with you, and you were not happy with what Arteta picked as a lineup.
Only from the perspective that I thought that the Havertz Gyökeres partnership at Leeds looked to be growing quite quickly and quite nicely. So I was disappointed that he put Jesus in front of Gyökeres to start the game. I really would have liked to have seen Havertz and Gyökeres have more time together, Fergus, because the 6 or 7 minutes, the 7 minutes they were on the pitch together, Havertz and Gyökeres, that 7 minutes we scored a goal and they looked really good. So yeah, that was the only thing I was disappointed with, was the fact that I would really like to see Gyökeres and Havertz have an hour together at least.
Yeah, listen, I did get it, but like you were so annoyed, not stupidly annoyed, but you were so annoyed. No, I want Gyökeres. So, but I do get you. The Havertz playing that 9.5, 10 sort of role, and Gyökeres in front of him, it does just really, really click off. And you know what, Arteta before, I've sometimes criticised him for his substitutions and some of his tactics sometimes, and rightly so. But 9 goals from subs off the bench, the most by any side this season. So clearly things are working. It helps that we got a great squad as well.
Oh, it does. It does. Our good friend Ronnie has told me I'm all wrong and Arteta got it all right. And I listened to Ronnie's opinion because he has a very good opinion. But what's more important today, Ronnie, is that I know you've not been very good, mate, last couple of days. I hope you're feeling better, and we'll chat again tomorrow, mate. So get well soon, Ronnie, please. And I'm sure Fergus echoes those sentiments, mate.
I do. I misdialed Ronnie on the tube when I was on the way to the game. I'll give him a call tomorrow and have a chat. So
yeah,
wish you well, Ronnie.
And we've got Royston Marshall. Welcome to the podcast, mate. With 3 tough games left: Chelsea at home, Man City and Spurs away. I still back us to win the league because Man City cannot foul up once. Oh, listen, Royston, everybody that's an Arsenal fan should still be backing us to win the league, mate. Absolutely agree with you. I mean, let's be honest, right? When Liverpool scored yesterday and it looked like we might possibly stay 9 points clear, it was wonderful. It was really wonderful, Ferg, wasn't it? You know, you're thinking, yes, Szoboszlai scored a worldie like he has against us, but Man City came back, won the game well. But at the end of the weekend, it's the same as when the weekend started, 6 points clear, Ferg. So we've not got a lot to get worried about. We know we've only got to win our games and do better than Man City, and we're there, mate.
It's hilarious how the narrative changes with the media, and I know they do it for clicks and listeners and everything else. But leading up to the weekend, they come along and say Arsenal 6 clear, guaranteed. If City lose it or drop points, that's it. The league's done. Arsenal, it's in their hands. This, that, and the other. And then this morning it's like, oh well, City on the charge. They're back in. They're going to hunt down Arsenal and just bore off. You know, just like comment on stuff that really matters. Talk about the ridiculous decision that was the disallowed goal for City and why VAR it looks as corrupt as hell. Yes, by the letter of the law, maybe it might be right, but by the spirit of the game, that goal should have been allowed. Don't you think, Trev?
Oh. Ferg, I wasn't really watching it.
Yeah, I had it in the background.
I can't really comment on it because I wasn't really watching it. I had some interest in it, obviously, because it meant a lot to how the league looked, but I couldn't sit down and watch the game for 90 minutes. I was doing other things, batting in and out, you know. But there has been some really interesting and conflicting views from people that I know are really good Arsenal fans today. Some were saying, oh, it's so sad that Liverpool never kept the lead. And it was. And others are saying, why is anybody worrying about what Liverpool Man City done? Whatever happened, the game was the league's in our hands. And they're exactly right as well. So, yeah, I'm really not bothered about yesterday, mate. Yeah, in a perfect world, Liverpool beat City and we sit here 9 points clear. It wasn't a perfect world. We still sit here 6 points clear and it's still in our hands. You know, let's go. I'm more worried. I'm more thinking now about
Brentford and
Brentford on
Wolves and
Thursday.
Spurs, yeah.
You know, no worries, because the way we're playing, it's wonderful, Ferg. You know, I don't worry. I just hope that we go and play our best. That's all, and then I know we'll be good enough.
Now, listen, credit to Sunderland. Sunderland did cause problems, and for the first, half hour of that game, they were in it. And that Brian Broby, I think his name is, he unsettled Arsenal's back line. He's a big, strong, strapping forward, a proper number 9. He had a shot cleared off the line by Havertz. That was a long ball in that David Raya felt clear. But they did worry us. No, worry us is the wrong, but they did challenge us, Trevor, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they tried to play, Ferg.
Yeah.
I tried to play. I wasn't worried about Sunderland. I thought they looked a half decent side. I knew from up at their place that they would play for 95 minutes because they scored a bloody equaliser in the 94th minute up at their place. I honestly think they missed Xhaka in their midfield.
Yes,
right?
they did.
I honestly do think they missed Xhaka in their midfield. But you can still see they're a half decent side. If you talk about it honestly, you've got to say that they probably come there and got their tactics wrong, because they would have had more chance of getting a point from putting 10 behind the ball and wasting time from the start. So, but credit to them, they came and tried to play. And of course, when we scored the goal just before half time, lovely goal as well, then the whole perspective changes and they have to try and play. And then we saw what happened second half.
So that goal, right, this is where my day changes. So 40 minutes into the game, Zubimendi gets fouled. I think it's gone to VAR to look for possibly red card foul on Zubimendi. And I turned around to Dan. You know what my bladder's like. I turned around to Dan and said, Dan, I'm busting for a wee. He said, Ferg, I'd go now, beat the queues for half time. Nothing's going to happen in this game. Got up the stairs, turned right into the gents in on the concourse, and a big roar. And I thought, oh, for Christ's sake. Then there was the penalty claim, and there was Havertz shot from. There was like more action happening in that 5 or 6 minutes of a game than the first 40 minutes. I have seen this since back on Match of the Day and the extended highlights. And Zubimendi took it really well. Hit the curve on that ball, and then it hit the inside post and bounced across behind him. The keeper had no chance.
Yeah. Did you freeze then, Ferg, or was you waiting for me to talk?
I was waiting for you to talk, mate. Sorry.
Oh,
I know
right,
you comments
up. The Zubimendi finish was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From that, when they played it was one of them where when they play the replay on the screens, it gets the crowd the deep intake of breath you can hear in the crowd. Yeah. Wonderful. It was a wonderful, as you say, just had enough curl on it to go around the goalkeeper's hands, because when he hit that ball, you're thinking the goalkeeper's got that covered. Because the goalkeeper's hand is lined with a post.
He's gone the right way and everything, yeah.
Yeah, the ball actually went round him. Superb finish. And just another reminder of what a great player we've got in Zubimendi. And just a reminder as well that shooting from distance, especially when you've got those shooting skills that we know our team have got, does pay dividends at times,
It does. And we did play a different style of football because we tried to use the over-the-top tactic with Jesus. Jesus was on the halfway line. He's marginally offside. It is an offside, and VAR got it right, but it's just so tight. I'm not overly keen on the rule that that upper part of the body, it should be like your feet or your legs or something like that. But Jesus done really well to go and do that. And then Havertz as well. He took a curling shot from outside the box. And that's what we've been screaming for more shots from outside the box.
I agree, mate. I agree. And it wasn't that. I mean, I can understand why it's been called offside, because the law is the law. But
yeah,
offside when both your feet are behind the halfway line, that
was my point.
Right.
Yeah, that was my point. If one of his feet were on the Sunderland side of the pitch, I type it would get it. And but for both feet to be on our side of the pitch and him just leaning forward, he's just pushing himself off. So it does seem a bit harsh. So halftime comes, I come back down to my seat, and unfortunately there was a bit of a medical crisis around me at halftime, and a guy I know well who's beside me became unwell, and he got the attention he needed, which was really good by the club. And I took him to the medical room, which is underneath the away end. So I missed most of the second half. I have seen it, and thankfully, the guys, I'm not going to mention him because it's private information, but he's well. I've messaged him and he's good and everything else. But I missed most of the second half, and I got back on the 84th minute to see the Gyökeres second goal, which was sweet, and the celebration. But talk to me about Rice came close, and then Gyökeres, as you mentioned earlier, on the 66th minute, he came on in 60 minutes. On the 66th, 67th minute, he paired up with Havertz to get that second goal. 2-0, job done, really.
Gyökeres actually came on after 59 minutes. Can you please do your homework before you come on?
It was
this
60
podcast?
Minutes according to the BBC, but there we go.
59 minutes according to the app I use. No, look, right. Going back to the first half, Ferg, right, but picking up on your point there. Not many, but I just saw a few. Oh, well, you mentioned it the other day that someone thought the first half wasn't that exciting. We weren't that clever. You know, I thought we were really quite good. You know, we Havertz missed a header in the first couple of minutes that he really should have done better with, if you're honest. Then Havertz had that curling shot, which I thought was going in all the way and whistled past the post. Then Rice does the same. I mean, on another day, and it wouldn't have had to have been a much different day, we go in 3 or 4-0 up, you know? So I thought we did all right first half, bearing in mind Sunderland don't get beaten easy, you know? So, yeah, I was quite happy with the first half performance, going in 1-0, scoring a few minutes before half time. Perfect.
Yeah, no, it was great. Havertz then is taken off. Gyökeres gets his second with a Martinelli assist. Now, I funnily enough, so I've got back to me saying people are going to asking how everything is, and I've said, yeah, fine. And some guy in front of me goes, I'm gonna nip out. This game's done. I said, mate, don't. You're gonna miss it. Gyökeres has got to score again. We're gonna get 3-0. And he literally must have done exactly what I did at half time when I went for a wee. He must have got to the top and Gyökeres scored. And people turned around and said, how did you know that, Ferg? It was Gyökeres. But great goal, great assist by Martinelli. And obviously the celebration was just divine. I love this celebration.
Yeah, it was, Fergie, indeed. Do you know what? I sort of only caught them going to that side because I had a nightmare journey home with King's Cross being closed. So
you did.
I went and stood at the back and I nearly went and I thought, no, hang on, one more attack. And Gyökeres scored. Martinelli's got a habit of making these breaks, you know. He looks, when he runs through like that, he looks sort of clumsy with the ball at his feet, but he never makes an error, just takes it on nicely. And I saw that and then I thought, right, 3-0, I'm off because I had to go across the Tottenham Hour, then up to Kings Lynn, which I know a lot of Gooners do every week. Then I had to drive hour and 20 minutes the other end. So, yeah, I'm not moaning about it because it's what we do, but I shot off. Fergus, so I'm just going to drift a minute.
Sorry, before you drift, your journey to the game and back to the game was 8 hours.
Well, coming home, it was an hour quicker. I'll tell you why, Ferg, because my train was meant to get in Cambridge and I was going to miss the Kings Lynn service by 3 minutes. And so I'd have to wait another hour. But my train got into Cambridge 4 minutes early and I ran up the platform. Well, quickly walked up the platform. I'm not the fittest person on the planet. And managed to get on the earlier Kings Lynn train an hour earlier. And it left as soon as I got on there. Then we got as far as Ely and half of the drunken population of Kings Lynn coming back from a night out in Ely.
You were on the phone to me about that. I mean, it was chaos. It was the biggest party in the world.
Oh, mate, they were wonderful. It was obviously families. There was young uns, old uns, women bringing their glasses of wine on the train, and one of them said, "I'm sorry, we're gonna be a bit noisy in here now." And I just laughed at her and mate. Oh, to be honest, I was a bit jealous of them.
They got bottles and bottles of Prosecco. They're getting shit-faced, Ferg, you said to me.
It was wonderful. They didn't upset me in the slightest. I was just a bit jealous. And I was annoyed that they never offered me a drink, to be honest. But then, never mind. Listen, Ferg, before we go on, Tim McSweeney in the comments, mate. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated. But there's too many words in that last comment of yours, mate. I can't put that up on the screen because it'll fill the screen. Then you won't be able to see my beautiful face and Ferg's ugly face because it'll just cover the screen. So keep it to about 10 or 12 words maximum, Tim, and we'll bung your comments up there, mate. Thank you for contributing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I see that one. Yeah, it will run up half the screen, won't it? Yeah. So, and he mentions a channel further down, but we're not interested in them. But
Yeah.
9 points clear at the end of that. I felt very cock a hoot on the way home. I got out of the stadium straight after the game. I got lucky with buses and trains and tubes. I was home here by before 7, so I was quite pleased with that. Yeah, so 9 points clear. We were hoping that Liverpool and Man City. I actually was convinced that Liverpool would do better against Man City. I thought it was going to be a higher scoring game. But listen, as we said, we went into the weekend 6 points clear. We've ended the weekend 6 points clear. There ain't no dramas. We're still top of the league. We're still top in the Champions League. We play Wigan in the 4th round of the FA Cup on Sunday. We've got Brentford. I was looking at our games, and okay, Brentford is not the easiest place to go. They're good at home. Wolves are now got the 10th, the second best defensive record in the league for the last 10 games. With Rob Edwards managed them, he's getting a tune out of them. We will have tougher games, but the Chelsea at home, I think, is the one that's going to be key, and obviously back up to the Etihad.
I'm not getting involved in talking that far ahead. I just see Stefan's comment here. Liverpool can't be trusted. They're a horrendous team. Stefan, mate, listen, right? It would have been lovely if Liverpool had turned Man City over yesterday, but I don't know if she's watching now. But I said to my missus yesterday afternoon, I said, something's telling me City are gonna get something out of this game. It's just be them to go and do it. And then my next comment to her was, but it will still be in our hands. Can't ask for any more than that, you know. So we're not worrying about Liverpool at all, or City or anyone. All we can do is what we can do. And as fans, and I'm very lucky, and Ferg's very lucky to be a match-going fan. I don't know how many of you out there. I know a few of you out there are. I don't know how many. But as fans, all we can do, the only thing we can do, is to get behind the team at every opportunity, you know, even when it's hard because things ain't going our way or you think they should be playing better. We just got to keep getting behind them. That's all I'm going to do. I mean, I'll be in Brentford on Thursday night. I won't leave with any voice left. I wasn't going to go to the Wigan game on Sunday because of the horrendous train journey. I thought I'd have a week off it, but I'm very tempted now, folks. I can't miss a week. So we'll see. We'll see.
I can book a room if needs.
If Donna's watching this, she'll probably comment in a minute. Well, I think she might be making a cup of tea. I can hear the kitchen clanking. So, yeah, all we can do is get behind our team. You know, we've got 13 more games, all winnable on our day. Get it in your head. I get it in my head. I don't imagine Arsenal playing badly. I just imagine us playing to our best every one of them 13 games. And then it makes me smile because I'm thinking, we play to our best, we don't lose. You know, we don't lose.
Yeah.
You know,
Tim McSweeney has done a summary of what that long post was above. Thanks, guys. Great show. I hope all Gooners provide 100% support for the team all the time. And yeah, just support the team. Support the team.
Thank you, Tim. I'll tell you what else was really nice, Ferg, coming out of the weekend's game, right? Is that, and let me finish this, right, before you jump on me yourself or in the comments. We're not missing Saka. We didn't miss Saka at Leeds, and we didn't miss Saka on Saturday, right? Now, that's not because Saka is not any good anymore. That's not an attack on Saka. It's actually a compliment to the work of the manager and the coaches that we've now got players in the squad that can fill in for Saka when he's missing. I still want Saka in the side. I still know he's our star guy and I love him to bits and I want him to contribute every week. But what the point I'm making is we've got a good enough squad now where if he's not well, we don't worry so much because we know that the like a Madueke or someone is going to come in and play fantastic, Ferg.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And to be honest, I had that conversation with a friend Mem, he's in the chat as well, and a couple of other guys that, you know, I was pleased to see Saka rested. I was pleased to see Odegaard rested. You know, if they've got injuries or they need to get away from the game for a bit, do it, because we know Saka's been overplayed by club and country for the last 3 seasons. Also, I think there's an element of, and I probably got the wrong phrase here, but Saka being found out a little in the sense that Saka when he was with Smith Rowe and that 2 or 3 seasons ago, he was a bit more dynamic and he'd run in a little bit earlier and he'd pair up with Smith Rowe. He hasn't had that connection as yet in my view, with Victor. And he does just run to the byline, cross the ball in. If he can get a shot on target, invariably scores, and he does a really good, really good job. But I'm glad that he's been rested, and I'm glad Odegaard has been rested because the pairing between, as we said earlier, Havertz and Gyökeres seems to be really working, and I'd like to grow that more and more. And then we've almost got like where you got Martinelli or Trossard who can rotate in place. You got Saka, Madueke rotate in place. It's just this constant. I was talking to somebody about, well, we can rest players at the weekend. We put a second team out, and what's our second team? Jesus Christ, they'd beat anybody, Trev. Our second team.
Yeah. We are in a very good place. We are in a very good place. And sorry, Man City fans, please don't come threatening all sorts again. Take this as the banter it's meant. It's down to you boys at Man City to do the work, and you need to do it all, because we ain't stopping. I don't think we'll stop playing now the rest of this season. As you say, Ferg, we bought on 1, 2, 3. We bought 5 subs on at the weekend, right? And those 5 subs would walk in any team in the Premier League, right? Walk into any. Let's put it as it should be said. Would walk into 99% of teams in the Premier League and push him for a place in the rest. Yeah, let's be fair. Let's be honest. So, yeah, it's all good. It is really all good. And Gyökeres getting a couple was the icing on the cake, Ferg. Was the icing on the cake.
Since the turn of the year, Gyökeres had 6 scored more goals in all competition than any other Premier League player. He's got 6 goals in the Premier League. So it is going to take. It always takes players time. It takes not only Gyökeres time, but it takes the teammates around him time. We don't get any chance to practice and do drills and do set piece drills and so on, because we're playing Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday. It's continuous, and I think we've got a break at the end of March, but that's going to be international break. So Gyökeres will be going with Sweden, Saka, and we'll be going with England. It's insane the amount of football they're playing.
The next 2 weeks are like very busy, aren't they? I mean, we've got Brentford on Thursday, then we've got Wigan on Sunday. Then we go to Wolves on Wednesday.
Which is pulled forward because of the final. Yeah.
And then who we got that weekend? I can't remember who we
some
played.
Small team in Middlesex United, I think it is.
Oh,
How do they call it? Middlesex, is that the name?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? They're the last of me worries. They're the last of me. Then I'm not worried about anything. We're just here celebrating and talking about what a wonderful performance and what we've got to look forward to. I'll tell you what I did notice though, Ferg, right? The difference in Jesus and Gyökeres. Now, Jesus ran his socks off, right? Ran his socks off, I thought, was all over the park, running round. But he actually, Ballard and Alderete, the 2 central defenders, had quite an easy time against Jesus because he wasn't playing up their channels, wasn't playing up their alleys, and wasn't moving them about. He was going wider and coming shorter. And I noticed that when Gyökeres came on, they immediately went a little bit into panic mode, their 2 centre-halves. They knew the physicality was coming. They dropped off a little bit more, and they weren't as interested in actually playing the ball. They were more interested in looking for Gyökeres, which I think was another important bit of help on Saturday.
I think you're right, because if you look at Jesus is about his speed and his, how quick he can turn and stuff like that. But I don't know if you saw the interview on Match of the Day with Victor Gyökeres afterwards. His neck is out here. Honestly, he is built like a brick shit house. He is absolutely so strong.
That's twice you've sworn tonight now, Fergus. You're going to be on a yellow card in a minute if you fucking carry on, I'm telling you. All right?
I'm fucking telling you. You don't tell me what to do on my fucking podcast. Listen, people talk about set piece again, ole. Aston Villa and Bournemouth have scored more goals from outside the box than Arsenal. They've scored 11 each, and we've scored 8 this season.
Outside the box or
from outside the box? From scoring goals from outside the box.
Oh, right. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. It's just what some people talk about. Listen, people do talk, and it is okay to talk, as we do every week. We support Andy's Man Club. It's male suicide prevention charity. They're on tonight in your local area between 7 and 9. If you're struggling and you're going through a storm or just been through one, you need some help, you want to chat, you want a cup of tea, you just want to listen to see that you're not the only one that's having a bad bloody time, go to andysmanclub.co.uk, reach out. Don't do something silly. Don't take a permanent solution to something that's temporary, something that feels absolutely awful right now. But in hindsight, when you look back in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years time, you go, I'm so glad I took that step to go to andysmanclub.co.uk. Please reach out.
Yeah, I read a post on social media again today about a young man that had sadly taken his own life, Ferg, and one of his mates had commented and said, I wish he'd spoken to me. And his mate was exactly right, because you're exactly right. You know, talking doesn't make things 100% better, but it lightens the load, and it importantly gives you time. Talking to people gives you time to get over things, because I guarantee you, people out there, it doesn't matter how low you are, how much you think things will never get better, right? They always do get better. It takes a long time sometimes. It takes a very long time sometimes, but things do get better. And your first step to them getting better is talking to people, finding a bit of help, and being more open, you know, and then you're starting on the path then, because you can only go down so far, and you hit rock bottom, which you do, you know, there's no hiding that. But then from that, the only way is up, and you will come back up, but you'll come back up a little bit quicker if you get the help you need and talk to people. So all the best out there, people. Remember our messages. We say it with all sincerity.
Trev, it's quite funny because before we first started, we come on 10, 15 minutes beforehand and have a chat and line up some bits and pieces. So you're right, Fergus said, no, mate, I feel like crap. I said, I just feel like I'm getting another bloody cold, the 5th of the winter and everything else. I know it's not mental health stuff, but it's just feeling crap. And you said, should we bin it off then? I said, no, just we'll go. And within about 3 or 4 minutes of just talking to you beforehand, you normally abusing me and insulting me, I said to you, you know what? I feel better already. And it does. And even now doing this, chatting to you, chatting to people in the chat, it just lifts you. And so that's what the point I'm trying to say is talking and sharing and just doing stuff will help.
Yeah, of course it will help. It won't help your health if you carry on like you do with me sometimes. But that's something ever so slightly jovial, just to lift us out of that very serious and important conversation that we've just had, mate, you know.
Thursday night, you're one of the lucky, 1,500 people. It's really hard to get a ticket. With your dedication, you've got enough away points to get it. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Brentford away, not an easy place to go to. A place that people thought the manager, I can't remember his name. He played for Ireland as well. I should know his name, but it just got out of my brain at the minute. But he's really getting a good performance out of them, and it's quite ironic that he's higher up the league than Thomas Franks from Middlesex United. You know, it's going to be a tough game, Trev.
Yeah, they're all tough games, Ferg, aren't they? I'm going to just back off of you a little bit there, mate, in the nicest possible way, in that they're all tough games. But come on. As I just said, and at a risk of, I am going to repeat myself, it don't matter how good the opposition are with the squad we've got. If we play to our best, the best of our abilities, we're going to win. And I believe, because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm biased, right? But I believe we're going to win every game, because look at what we've got. We've come through our little bad patch, still 6 points top clear in the league, and we're picking it up again. We played really well against Leeds. We put Sunderland to bed very, very nicely, and we saw what Leeds can play like this week against Forest, you know?
Yeah.
So we put away a Leeds team at home that you know, was difficult to do, and we've done it nicely. Put Sunderland away, who I rate greatly. And by the way, I'm going to say it again, I rate their fans as well. Can't wait to go up to Sunderland next season and have a few beers with a few of the people I've got talking to. We're going to have a great trip up there. But we've won those games. And going to Brentford will be no harder than going to Leeds or beating a good Sunderland side at home. And we're going to go there and we're going to turn it on. I'm sure we are.
Mm. Yeah. How much changes do you do to the lineup? It's got to be more or less the same. Again, you maybe rotate Victor in and keep Victor out at the weekend. I'm thinking they're talking about Odegaard's been integrated back into team training again. Saka, they think, will be back for maybe the Northumberland derby. I wouldn't be changing a huge amount, would you, Trev?
No, not in the slightest. Not in the slightest. I'll go on record saying it, and I've got a tiny bit of stick for saying it. We've got 13 league games this season left. We've hopefully got 3 or 4 in the FA Cup. We've got a couple more. We've got 1 more in the League Cup, hopefully, and then maybe 3 or 4 in the Champions League. We put our best side available out for every game. The best side in Arteta's mind that fit the remit required for the game we're about to play. Don't rest anybody. And worry about when we get an injury, if we get an injury, then we drop someone out and we know the person that's coming in, we just spoke about it, is of a high enough standard to fill that gap. Yep. Come on, we've had Saliba and Gabriel out at times this season, and Mosquera and Hincapié have come in and been brilliant. Come on, So we've got to put our best possible team out for every single game, right? And deal with the injuries if they occur. We're going to have Saka's going to be back flying because he's had a rest and he's watching what goes on that pitch. And I'm be interested to get people's comments, But if I'm Bukayo Saka, right, and a couple of seasons ago I was walking into the team because I was the best player in the club. If I'm sat on the sideline now and I'm watching Noni Madueke play out of his skin every week, I'm thinking, when I get my chance, I'm flying. I ain't holding back. I'm going for it. And you get players battling friendly battles, not with each other, but getting the side. It can only improve us even more, Ferg.
Trevor, I am listening, but I need to make a move just briefly.
I'm sorry I waffled on, right? Because we have a little private chat here, and Fergus had put in the private chat, I need a wee. So I thought, I'm going to keep waffling and waffling and waffling. So he's got to sit there and nearly wet his pants. But no, I meant what I said there, Saka, wonderful, wonderful player, but we've now got Noni Madueke there. We've got Martinelli and Trossard on the other side. And don't forget, we've still got the likes of White and Skelly are not getting a look in at the moment. We've got so much good, squad depth that it's down to us. It's down to us. It's down to only us can lose this league, And I know they say you'll bottle it, you'll bottle it, you'll bottle it. Well, let's wait and see. And if we come second again, then we'll have to take it on the chin and go again next season, as we will. But we're not going to, I don't think. I don't think we will. Mem is any news on his injury? Whose injury is that? Mem
Trossard's injury. Trossard's injury. He doesn't have an injury. He just had cramp, and they took him off as precaution. That's what I understand.
I thought, by the way, you can give man of the match to Rice every day, every game he plays, right? You could give man of the match to Rice. He's that good. But looking just outside that little box, I thought that Trossard was worthy of a man of the match award on Saturday, Ferg. It was all over the pitch, up and down the right, up and down the left. Wonderful, wonderful.
I to be honest, I can't make a judgment, but I just thought I thought every game that I've watched, in most cases, every player's given everything, and it's really difficult to pick out one player over another sort of thing. Sunday, 4:30 Sunday, we got Wigan in the FA Cup. We've won it 14 times. Wigan are League One opposition, not counting our chickens, but you would like to think, even if we put the Salmons and Kepa and other players and rested some other players, we should be progressing into round 5. Not you follow what I mean, Trev, don't you?
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? You'd hope so. I mean, we have got a habit at Arsenal of shooting ourselves in the foot very occasionally, but they're in the lower echelons of League One. Wigan, they'll come. They've sold all their tickets, 5,000 odd tickets. They've
5,000, well done, yeah.
good on them. But not forgetting they were a Premier League side not too long ago, and they've had a hard time. So it's good to see them back. It's good to see them selling out all their tickets. I don't know if they're all going to be in the bottom or if there's going to be a few in the upper as well. I don't know.
I think with 5,000, they'll just get the clock end, Trev, the lower.
Yeah. I hope they enjoy their day. I hope they put up a good performance. But come on, let's be honest. We should be able to put a side out that's going to beat Wigan. Fingers crossed. Heath they just sacked their manager. I take it you're talking about the Wigan manager there, Heath. I wouldn't know anything about that, matey. And the BK, the avid sales maestro, who I connect with quite a bit now on social media. I've not met the man, but he seems a lovely man. Thank you for your input, mate. Appreciate it. Wigan will be looking at cause an upset. Absolutely. Of course they will.
Absolutely.
Of course they will. But if they do, well, I'll be very surprised, extremely surprised. We should rest a few players, I suppose, with the game coming up on Wednesday as well at Wolves and then Tottenham the week after. But who knows? In Arteta, I still trust.
Absolutely, and I still trust the process. The process has got us where we are. People are looking at the squad and what we've built. We've had Edu. We got rid of him. We got rid of Tim Lewis, and we've now got Berta in place. We've got rid of Vinay. There's been plenty of very influential people that have gone through this club.
Come on, Ferg. Give Vinay some credit. Look how he's lifted Tottenham going there.
He's Agent Vinay. That's what we call him.
Oh my lordy!
If he gets them relegated, we'll give him an honorary season ticket. Well, we give him a silver membership? Same as Thomas Frank.
he was at the top of our club, right? When we went through possibly not the worst period, but for me as a fan,
it was one of the worst.
One of the most demoralising periods to be an Arsenal fan. Your enthusiasm levels just couldn't get up there because you knew what was coming. When Tottenham decided to take a man of that who's got that kind of CV on, then you think, well, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Yeah,
I did have the pleasure to talk with him and Josh around the time of the protests about the Super League and everything else, and he was a really nice gentleman. So I'll take as I find he was a really nice man, very well spoken, very polite. Very nice, not very offensive at all. Go on, are you going to what about that comment? No.
Mikel has overachieved. I was listening to you, Ferg. I was listening to you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We need to trust Mikel. Of course we do. We need to trust him. And we get all this grief from other clubs, but it's only because they wish they were where we were, where we are, So I've got, and this week, if I'm honest, I've let one or two comments get to me because I'm thinking, you cheeky so-and-sos, and normally I ignore it. I'm going back to ignoring it from tonight, though. This is my announcement on here, Ferg. Unless you're really rude and personal on social media, which I won't block you, I'll put you out there and let other people deal with you because that's what happens nowadays. Don't bother because I'm just going to not respond and leave you to it because it's horrible. But, right, I've missed what I was saying now, Ferg. You take over, mate, because it's gone out of my head.
No, I get it. Look, you just got to challenge people if they're rude and let the fan base, the Hillsy Gooner fan base, take care of them. Listen, you mentioned earlier about the amount of games that we got left, 13 league games. We got some cup games, hopefully aways and homes. We got possibly 16 quarters, semi-final. We got 3 more Champions League games. We've probably got about 20 more games to be played at the pit at the Emirates Stadium. But we've had international games there. Brazil when Gabby got injured in November, and we've got the women's team that play there in their Champions League and the WSL, many of the WSL games. And you can actually see the pitch down where they all warm up in front of me, Trev. It's got more sand on it than a 1970s pitch. Honestly, there is a lot of sand on there, and it's not that bad. It's nowhere near that bad.
Exaggerate, Fergus.
Yeah. Seriously, it is not that bad.
Rock back on my chair in disgust at you, my man.
But even the goalkeepers' areas, there's sand there as well. And by all accounts, Arteta is not happy with the quality of the pitch. What's your thoughts on it? And how do you do it?
there's someone said something that Arteta's not happy with the pitch. So until Arteta comes out and says it himself, I'm not listening to that. What I will say is, from my own eyes looking at the pitch,
Yes.
the 6-yard areas in particular, you can see they're very worn, but they also still look very flat, right? And I was watching the ball a bit, thinking about what had been said about the pitch, and there weren't any bad bounces at the weekend. There was no big bobbles or bounces, you know. So
Any dead spots?
You what?
Any dead spots? You know what? Too much sand there, or
no, no. It
you
wasn't.
didn't notice. That's fine.
I didn't notice much sand, to be honest, Ferg. But then again, I was right down the front row one at the weekend.
You
Enjoyed
were.
that seat, by the way. Thank you, Joe. Back in my own box next week, though. But no, look, the ladies. What?
Box. You got a box now, Hillsy Gooner. The Hillsy Gooner box.
I didn't want to let that slip, Ferg. I wanted everyone to think I'm one of the lads. You know what I mean? I didn't want to let that slip. Oh my God! Now I do turn down the cucumber sandwiches, Ferg. You know what I mean? I don't have them.
You just have the crust instead.
But no, I didn't see the sand on the pitch. The ladies, I think the club would do what's best. If the pitch got really bad, they would do something. But we've had loads and loads and loads of rain, and with them lights they've got, they can make grass grow overnight, don't they? So until it comes out officially from the club that there's a problem, then I'm just going to go with the flow. And good luck to the women. Well done on beating Man City at the weekend. Absolutely superb effort. As we said the other day, Ferg, we do mention the ladies on here, but we don't cover it in depth because we're up to our necks in it with the man's game anyway. But it's never to be forgotten. We do wish the ladies all the very best every single game they play, without a doubt, you know. Ferg.
Yeah.
Ferg.
Yeah.
Ronnie's been on me back, you know. Ronnie's been on me back, right? He says, I've got to stop wearing green. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've got green on again tonight. I've got to stop wearing my green coat and that. Well, my green coat's my lucky coat, Ronnie. I only never had it on Saturday because I was down the front in the rain and I wanted me rainproof on with a hood. But my green coat's my lucky coat. And as for pastel, I don't know, maybe we should get an opinion, Ferg. Do I need to be wearing more pastel coloured tops and shirts that make me smile? I smile anyway, Ronnie.
I think a burqa that might do.
No, don't go down that road. There's nothing wrong with this face, Fergus. Yeah. Anyway, listen, right? So, oh, look at this I forgot about
I
this.
just saw that one.
Wigan striker is Carragher's son. Yeah. And TT has let Cara have his box. Who's TT?
Thierry Henry. TT.
Oh, of course,
T-I-T-I,
yeah. Oh, sorry, Kev.
Yeah.
Miles off the ball there. Oh, that's all right. I dare say that Carragher's son has done nothing to deserve to have a father like that, and I'm sure he'll be all right on the pitch. But as for Carragher's dad,
he'll get a warm welcome, won't he?
He'll get a lovely welcome. Box holders, don't let us down. Don't let us down. Please remind him what a lovely person he is. Yeah. And while we're talking about it, you know, we've got to mention it, haven't we? I watched it back because people have mentioned it. I watched bits of it back. Neville's commentary, especially for their third goal or what should have been there, was atrocious.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything so biased in all my born days. The only way you get like that is if you think you're unaccountable and above the law, you know.
But it also shows how unprofessional he was. Because they do get the VAR feed in because you can work out that they're hearing what the referees are saying and what the VAR people are saying. He said, there's going to be 15 seconds left in this game. Not that they're talking to us, apparently, I think, and that's my... I didn't used to mind him, but he's getting just so much above his station and becoming so much more annoying.
Do you know what it is, Ferg? It's just that have Neville and have Carragher, but I mean, it was the case with Neville yesterday. He wasn't commentating on his own team, but you could see he had a little bit of an allegiance to City. It was clear to see. But they shouldn't have them commentating on their own games. Use them less, you know, and use more people to do different games. You know, I mean, someone will throw back to me there. Alan Smith does Arsenal games. Alan Smith absolutely does Arsenal games.
Yeah, but he's actually more anti-Arsenal and pro-Arsenal when he does it. He tries to be well, that's how many fans see it, because he tries to be balanced. And like we talked to him off. Do you remember when we had him on the last time? We actually talked to him. I don't know if we talked to him on air or off air, but we said, "How do you feel about that?" And he says, "I just tried to say it as is." He said, "But sometimes you will find that because Arsenal fans are blinkered in their own view, like other fans of other clubs, they take offence to it." So he's not trying to be one way or the other.
You don't hear people. You hear Arsenal fans getting upset with Alan Smith, but mainly because I don't know. This is what I think. My view. Maybe it's because the Arsenal fans want him to be as biased as Neville and Carragher can be, to level the playing field up a bit. Well, I think Smudger takes the higher ground actually, and he remains unbiased, and and I enjoy very much listening to him. I really do, Ferg. By the way, Ferg, I've seen it today. Mikel Merino's had a foot operation today on his foot. So, wow, I was talking just now about the strength of the squad, so I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but
in that area,
we're going to miss Merino because he can play anywhere, and he plays well anywhere he plays. Probably the only one I'd trust to cover for Rice, not in the manner Rice plays again. Obviously, there's no one like Rice, but Merino can come in and play alongside Zubimendi, much as he does in the Spanish national side, and do a really good job and score some important goals, Merino. So a massive miss. Wish Mikel Merino a very speedy recovery. I'm not happy about losing him, Ferg. But then again,
no, you know what? There's so many fans that talk to me now and going, "Oh, we're really going to miss Merino. He's such a quality player. He's such a good player." And you go back to when this again is where some of the fan base need to take a look at themselves and maybe take a moment to think before they make silly comments that they read other people make on social media and take the high horse opinion like they had about Merino. He's crap, he's rubbish, this, that, the other. Madueke signed 55 million, let's sign a petition. The guy's been outstanding. I know you mentioned him when I nipped outside. The only thing he needs to do is improve his finishing a little bit, but he actually is more of a threat assisting to goals than Saka is. So, I just think people need to take a moment and reflect before they make a comment. Yeah, my question is, when I always put if I make a comment on social media, and I have made one or two bad ones, but you've pulled me up.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching this show, Fergus has just come out with the understatement of the evening, possibly possibly ever. I've made one or two.
You pulled me up on one. You pulled me up on one. But when people make those comments, would you say that to somebody's face? And also, the one that you pulled me up on, I can't remember exactly what it was, but you said, well, that's wrong. That's out of order. I said, no. When I explained it in context, so it doesn't read like that, Ferg. And then I changed it, and I think it sounded like I was calling somebody out.
Look, right, We've gone on a lot about these dregs on social media tonight. Simon's nailed it perfectly. Used the words there. They are dregs. There's a lot of threatening. Unfortunately, a lot of threatening comments on social media nowadays. But they all come from people with no faces, no pictures, and about 4 followers. So I let it get to me a bit earlier at the start of this show. I shouldn't have done. I apologise for that. I should have just let it go. I was trying to make a point of making them feel embarrassed, but people with that mentality and that are able to hide like that, knowing their true identity will never be known, are very tough, and we should just ignore them. You're exactly right, Fergus. Simon's exactly right as well, and we need to move on and not let them get the better of us. It's embarrassing, Fergus, and I'm sorry I mentioned it, mate. Listen, Irish Mick's got a great point here, right? Rice gave Eze a rocket to close down the Sunderland player quicker on Saturday. It was great to see. And I saw a follow-up comment today on social media, Ferg, right? From, I can't remember the person's name, so if you're watching, I do apologise for not crediting you with this. But he said he thought Eze was a bit better on Saturday. And I agree, right? I agree. And he said he thought it might have been because he stopped trying to be too much of a Martin Odegaard and being more of an Eberechi Eze, as superb as we know Eze is. And I think he might have a point, Ferg.
Yeah, I think so. But also the bigger point on that, I want to see Eze get back to like the form. He had a great game against Tottenham, as we know. He scored the hat trick, which is great. Tottenham were very, very poor, but that's not taking anything away from Eze's performance. I want to see him getting back to that sort of level again. I know he had some good games, some bad games for Palace when he used to play there, but he's surrounded by better players now. I think Rice, coming from West Ham to Arsenal, it's almost like the step from Palace to Arsenal. He'll understand that he's surrounded by better players and that he needs to lift his standards. And I think that's really good for Rice to pull him up like that, because Rice, he was captain of West Ham, and he's like a proxy captain at Arsenal. We know Martin Odegaard is the captain, Saka is the vice captain, but as a leader on the pitch, Rice is there. I honestly, next season, I'd have a nice chat with Martin and say, step down to vice captain and let Rice be captain. What do you reckon, Trev?
I'll just let Arteta be the judge of that. You can see the benefits of what Rice does. We don't see the benefits of what Odegaard does. Maybe behind the scenes, it's different. But yeah, I see from what we see, Ferg, you can understand people having that view, right? You really can. It's clear to see that Rice is a massive leader on the field. But as for the official captaincy, I think that I let that go. With Mikel. But I see your point, mate. Yeah. Listen, we're 56, 57 minutes in. Thank you to 261 of you watching tonight. I know there's no football on in the Premier League tonight, but we've got a full calendar this weekend. Hopefully, by the end of it, Arsenal are 9 clear of Man City. But, we could go into the Brentford game being just 3 clear with, according to the media, the pressure on us. But listen, we just concentrate on doing our game and doing our thing. Trevor, should I press that button yet, or do you have anything else to say? There's a couple of things here, Ferg. Look,
Trevor
Bibbins, a great friend of the show, great friend of ours. It's a good shout seeing Eze take the ball and just do the easy things. I really do think Eze started to play a bit on Saturday. It's still got a way to go, but that, as I said earlier, that comment, Eze tried to be Eze, not tried to be Odegaard, was wonderful. It really was a pleasure to watch him, because when he gets the ball at his feet and he does them simple forward passes or just takes a few steps and threads a ball, we've got a cracking baller in our team in Eze. We really have. And now this one, Ferg, you're going to have a smile with this. With Marino out, Will Norgard get some playing times. I'm going to choose my words very carefully here, Kev, in that from what I've seen of Norgard so far and what I thought he was like before he came to us, I would have no hesitation in watching Norgard play in that side. No problem with it at all. No problem with it at all.
I think though he wouldn't be where you said whilst the different players, Marino's good cover for Rice. I don't think Norgard is good cover for Rice. I think Norgard is good cover for Zubimendi, are in like the defensive role rather than the 8 type of role. Do you follow what I mean, Trev?
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely agree, mate. Absolutely agree. And then Heath, our good friend Heath, has chipped in here as well. I think we would see a different Martin Odegaard if he handed over the captain's armband to Rice. Well, do you know what, Ferg? Maybe that might be the case, because I thought, firstly, when Odegaard came on at Leeds after being on the bench, I thought he looked somewhat back to his old ways. He was looking to pass the ball forward, right? Because I'm not going to hide for the fact that I don't think Odegaard's been playing very well. He's not been moving us forward at all, really well. So maybe that would work, Heath. Maybe it would work. Who knows? It's we'll
Guess
see.
Who's back?
Yeah.
Guess who's back? He's
Bad
back
Ronnie's
in town.
back.
Bad Ronnie's back.
Bad Ronnie's back. Ronnie, listen. I just got.
He's sorry for losing to Man United.
Do you know what, Ferg? That will make good Ronnie's night, because good Ronnie's been saying to me, I've been messing Bad Ronnie popping up. Bad Ronnie, listen, son. There's only one thing you need to do, mate, right? Don't look up and worry about and comment about what's going on up here. You keep looking down, because it's right round your feet. You need to be very, very worried, Bad Ronnie. Very worried.
And what we need to worry about even more is the home form was absolutely shocking. and they're playing Newcastle at home. Is it tomorrow night or Wednesday night, whatever? So yeah, oh dear, yeah.
And then they've got us. Oh my lordy! Never mind, bad Ronnie. I hope you're all right. I hope you're okay. You've been missing a few weeks. We do like having you come on this show because you're having a bit of a laugh and a banter, but you do it sensibly, and we love it, mate. So you keep coming and watching. But bad Ronnie, you might not want to come on here if you lose a couple more games.
Bad Ronnie wants a silver membership.
He wants a Nick Thomas Frank silver membership. That's hilarious. Oh my lord! Oh dear! Lord. Bad Ronnie, you've made my night. Nothing can beat that. Ferg, press that bloody button, mate.
I'm still giggling. He's absolutely made my evening. Just got on there. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
Come on. That's made my day. Well done, Ronnie. Thanks for coming on.
Trevor, we'll be back on Friday night. Probably depends on what time you get home from Brentford. Are you staying down in London or?
I'm staying down in my very delightful little bed and breakfast at King's Cross. Yes, the one you can book by the hour if you need to, but I tend to have it for the whole night.
You always leave very happy.
It's a delightful little bed and well, there's no breakfast. It's bed. It could do with a little bit of work on the decor, but it's always clean and there's never any stains on the sheets. And the price I pay for it, Ferg, no complaints.
Yeah, absolutely. And me and you are going to have a few drinks in Wolverhampton next week. When we stay up in Wolves in the hotel close to there. Mate, thanks very much as always. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining in. Thanks to everybody in the chat that's joined in. As you know, you're watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans, for Arsenal fans. Especially for you, Ronnie. Up the Arsenal, fuck Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.
Good, Ronnie's changing his name.
That's hilarious, Ronnie.
That is hilarious. Oh.